Hello everyone. Today's story is called Murder in the Meherally Academy. The story is set in Mumbai in the year 2224. Global warming has aggravated climate change over the last 2 centuries. The polar ice caps have all melted, and so have the great glaciers in the high mountains in the Himalayas, Rockies and the Andes. Consequently, ocean levels have risen by around 13.5 meters worldwide. Coastal cities like Mumbai, Chennai, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago have been abandoned by and large. In Mumbai, for example, small resorts still exist on Kambala Hill, Malabar Hill, Mount Mary and such other sundry hills. The city itself has had to relocate to Khandala, high up in the Western Ghat mountains. The last centuries have also seen 3 rounds of pandemics which have decimated the world population by around 25%, so that the population is now stable at around about 6 billion. All the heavy lifting is now done by all kinds of robots designed and produced by General Cybernetics. Since the 22nd century, they are everywhere. At construction sites, factories, offices, driving buses, trains and aircraft, rescuing people in natural disasters, to formulating government policies, dispensing justice in courts, manning large hospitals, everywhere. All of them are programmed with artificial intelligence, so they need very little human oversight and control. Now, in the 23rd century, they control. The robots design themselves intelligent machines, write the programs, and communicate with each other in language which only they can understand. The operative word is control, and it is with intelligent machines. Humans have no choice but to sit back and enjoy. And that is the point of our story. On the night of the 14th of August, 2224, an android professor of maths at the Meherally Academy, Jogeshwari, situated on top of a hill, was found terminated in his office on the first floor. He was discovered by a robotic janitor after classes were over, slumped over his desk. There was no signal from his monitor. Detective Inspector Shekhar Sadwal of Jogeshwari Police Station, a human, arrived by police hydrofoil at around about 7 p.m. He found the professor's Neural Control Center (NCC) had crashed. The software had been tampered with maliciously, so that the NCC was not operable anymore. It had been terminated. It was a clear case of murder, most probably in the first degree. And terminating an AI-powered robot was a crime. The culprit was either a trained AI engineer or, although it was a very ridiculous idea, an AI-powered robot. A terminated robot would have to be recycled through General Cybernetics, where it would be given a fresh identity and maybe a fresh role, say as a supply chain designer. Shekhar went through all the available evidence, the usual stuff. Who did the professor meet in his final hours? There was nothing to be gained from fingerprinting. There was smudges of prints of his many students. He had shaken hands with him as they left. And of course, no blood stains. Shekhar was at his wit's end. He downloaded the call data record of the professor and put it through the police program that automatically identified all incoming and outgoing calls. The dump ran into several GBs of data. The professor was apparently a very popular man. Once he had taken a dump of the CDR, he forwarded it to Rekha Bhatia, his colleague and head of Polcom, on a hunch. Rekha had an uncanny way of making sense of enormous amounts of data. Giving her an hour's head start, Shekhar took his police hydrofoil that he had moved at the college and navigated past what once had been JVLR, an urban sprawl, to the hill top of Mulund that housed the Mumbai Police Data Center. There was a swell coming in from Thane Creek and the sea was choppy. He picked up some vada pav and some coke at the foot of the hill and arrived at Rekha's desk as she was packing up. "Here's your clue," she said. As they tucked into the food, she explained. There was this one number with which the professor had long calls, extending over half an hour at a time, on most days, nights actually, and quite late at that. Then the call stopped over the last about 1 month and a half. The professor called, but there was no response. Then on the 14th August, after classes at the academy, the professor had made a call to this number, lasting about 5 minutes. Rekha had downloaded the call recording. "By the time you hear this, my love, I will have terminated myself. I cannot go on existing without you. Please forgive me if you can. Find yourself a human who I hope will not torment you all his life. I wish you all the best. Goodbye, my dearest." The number at the other end belonged to an assistant professor in the maths department at the academy. And she was a human. Shekhar had always said to himself that machines would one day become too intelligent and too anthropomorphic for their own good. The more things change, as they say, the more they remain the same. I hope you liked the story. Please share it with your friends and click on the subscribe button so that you get notified of the new stories. Thank you for spending your time with me. Goodbye.